The Federal Reserve suffers a fatal conceit. The economy is paying the price. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. As expected, the Federal Reserve did nothing on interest rates at its meeting this week. President Trump, before and after the decision, blasted Fed head Jerome Powell. Trump critics say he's jeopardizing the central bank's independence. All this obscures, however, the huge question. Does our central bank know what it's doing when it comes to inflation? The answer is no. The Federal Reserve is doing more harm than good. The world's most important central bank is afflicted with what the late, great Nobel Prize-winning economist Friedrich Hayek called the fatal conceit. The idea that government planners can run the economy better than the free market. They never have, no matter how brilliant the planners were. Markets are people, and around the world each day, they make billions of decisions to buy, sell, invest, start a business, close a business, whatever. People are not machines. Intrusive governments distort economies. Hayek's profound insight applies to the Fed. Our central bank is not running the economy the way communist and socialist central planners do. But the way it conducts monetary policy is based on the patently false premise that to control inflation, it must deliberately try to stimulate or depress economic activity. Fed officials falsely believe that prosperity causes inflation. On that basis, when prices rise, the central bank attempts to slow the economy or even engineer a recession. When things are sluggish and prices are not rising too fast, it aims to lower the cost of money. Their preferred instrument for this kind of economic manipulation is indeed interest rates. What is amazing is how blandly accepted is the idea that the Fed should have the power to try to control the speed at which the economy operates. Parallel to that, few people blink at the idea that the Fed should set interest rates. This is a form of price control or rent control. Interest is the price one pays to borrow or rent money. Borrowers and lenders should set interest rates, not central bank commissars. Even worse is that the Federal Reserve confuses the two types of inflation. Non-monetary inflation is price changes that come from disruptions to production, like natural disasters, wars, or the pandemic lockdowns. Government regulations and taxes can also raise prices. A 10% sales tax will jack up the cost of an item by 10%. Jerome Powell mentioned that tariffs, which are similar to sales taxes, may raise inflation. But that's non-monetary inflation, and the Fed can't cure that by putting its foot on the neck of the economy. What Powell and company can do is control monetary inflation. Monetary inflation is when you reduce the value of a currency, in this case the dollar, usually by creating too many of them. Yet no central bank ever talks about the need for stability in the value of a currency. It's like talking about malaria and never mentioning getting rid of mosquitoes. By falling for the fatal conceit that Hayek warned against, the Federal Reserve is depressing our well-being. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions, and I look forward to being with you soon again.